Have you ever replayed a conversation at 3 a.m.? Not because you're confused, but because something inside you won't let it go. A tone, a pause, a single word that didn't sit right. It's strange, isn't it? How the mind can turn a 10-second moment into an entire universe of what-ifs. Most people? They close their eyes and drift off. But you're lying there, staring at the ceiling, wandering through the ruins of what was said, what wasn't said, what could have been said differently. And here's the thing. You're not broken for doing this. Your mind just runs on a different frequency, one that refuses to power down just because the world has gone quiet. See, people think overthinking is just thinking too much. But that's not it. Overthinkers don't just think. They excavate. Someone says, "How are you?" And suddenly it's an archaeological dig. Was that pause normal? Did their voice sound different? What did they really mean? You're not skimming through life like everyone else. You're breaking it open, searching for truths that might not even exist. Sometimes you find them. Sometimes you find ghosts. That's what happens when you see too much, too deeply, too fast. The world moves in straight lines. But you move in spirals. Every decision branches into 1,000 possibilities. Every word echoes with unspoken meanings. And you've probably spent years wondering why your mind does this to you, why it won't just rest. Psychologists have this term, cognitive complexity. Sounds so clinical for something so human. It basically means you see every angle at once, multiple perspectives, all the possibilities. It's a gift until suddenly it's not. Because when you see everything, you feel everything. And that kind of depth, sometimes it feels like drowning. Here's what nobody tells you. People who think simply will never understand those who think deeply. They make decisions, boom, done. They speak without hesitation. They sleep at night. Meanwhile, you're standing there calculating how your words might land, who they might hurt, what ripples they might create. Your brain doesn't idle. It lights up. The prefrontal cortex, that's the thinking part, is working overtime, constantly, even when you're supposedly relaxing. You catch the smile that doesn't reach someone's eyes. You feel tension nobody else notices. You sense storms before the first cloud appears. It's not paranoia. It's sensitivity turned into a survival mechanism. But where did this come from? Picture yourself as a kid, maybe 7, 8 years old, sitting at the dinner table, small hands gripping the edge of your chair. You're not looking at your food. You're watching faces reading the room, the way Dad's jaw tightens, the way Mom's voice goes flat, the sound of a door closing just a little too hard. These weren't just observations. They were warning signals. Your little brain learned something crucial. If you could predict the storm, maybe you could avoid the lightning. So you got good at reading people. Really good. Too good. What started as protection became prison. You learned to think before you felt, to analyze before you acted, to prepare for every possible outcome because surprises meant danger. Other kids ran around with their hearts wide open. You kept yours locked up tight. They made mistakes and forgot about them by lunch. You remembered every single one, studied them, used them as evidence against yourself. Remember when you said that stupid thing in 3rd grade? Yeah, your brain remembers. The thing is, childhood ends. But those patterns, they just put on adult clothes and follow you everywhere. Now you're the thoughtful one, the mature one, the one who handles things so well. People think it's just your personality. They don't realize it's armor you've been wearing so long, you've forgotten what your actual skin feels like. You'd rather apologize than argue. You'd rather say, "It's fine," than admit you're hurt. Conflict feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, so you just don't go there. And here's the part that breaks my heart. You overthink because you feel everything intensely. But the world? They think you feel nothing at all. They see your calm face and assume you don't care. They see your silence and think you're cold. They see your careful words and think you're distant. Nobody sees the hurricane inside. The fear of saying the wrong thing, the terror of being too much, the exhaustion of caring so deeply it hurts. Late at night, when it's just you and your thoughts, you wonder, who would I be if I didn't have to think so much just to exist? Let me tell you what's actually happening in your brain. It's not random. Your mind isn't broken. Psychologists call it rumination, when thoughts loop without resolution. Your brain genuinely believes that if it thinks hard enough, it can protect you from pain. The problem? It doesn't work. It just exhausts you. There's more. If emotional safety felt uncertain as a kid, your nervous system learned to stay on high alert, always watching, always ready. And get this, brain scans show overthinkers have a hyperactive default mode network. That's the part that tells stories, creates identity, processes memories. In most people, it chills out when they relax. In you, it's like a TV that won't turn off. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between someone being upset with you and an actual physical threat. So when someone takes too long to text back, when a conversation feels weird, when you sense any kind of distance, your mind panics like your life depends on figuring it out. Not because you're dramatic, but because once upon a time, a younger version of you learned that thinking was how you stayed safe. But here's where it gets dark. It's 2 a.m. The world is asleep. Nobody needs anything from you. But your mind? Wide awake, racing. You're exhausted, but you can't stop thinking about that thing you said 3 weeks ago, or that look someone gave you, or that text that felt a little off. This is what drowning feels like, except nobody can see you're underwater. They see you showing up, handling things, being so put together. They don't see the war in your head every time you have to make a decision. They don't see how you edit yourself in real time before speaking. You want to move forward, to choose, to just live. But the fear of choosing wrong keeps you frozen. So you wait, you analyze, you prepare. Life becomes something you watch, not something you're actually in. And the worst part? You blame yourself for all of it, like feeling deeply is a flaw, like caring is weakness, like you should be able to just let it go like everyone else. But here's what really gets me. The world praises you for the very things that are destroying you. So mature for your age, so responsible, so thoughtful. They love how you never lose control, how you think before you speak, how you handle everything so well. Nobody realizes it wasn't maturity. It was survival. As a kid, being careful made adults comfortable. Being quiet got you praise. Being easy meant love. So that's who you became. Now, workplaces love you. You're reliable, thorough, the one who catches mistakes. Relationships feel safe with you. You don't rock boats. You forgive quietly. You make everything okay for everyone else. But who's making things okay for you? You've gotten so good at being what everyone needs, you've lost track of what you need. And maybe that's the real tragedy. When you're always performing, you forget there's a person under the performance. People love the mask, but do they even know the face behind it? Do you even know anymore? Then one day you wake up tired, even though you slept. You feel surrounded by people, but completely alone. Your thoughts don't come one at a time anymore, they flood. And somewhere between keeping it together and making sure everyone's comfortable, you realize something. You don't know what you actually feel anymore. You question everything. Did they mean what they said? Do they actually care? Am I too much? Am I not enough? You want connection, but the second it gets close, your mind starts protecting you again. Don't get too comfortable. Remember what happened last time? So love stays at arm's length, not gone, just unreachable. You're in the room, but not really there. You're in the relationship, but not really open. You're alive, but not really living. People think you're strong. They have no idea you're holding your breath. And eventually, you start believing that being understood is impossible, that if you showed someone your inner world, they'd run. So you stay quiet, but silence has a price. The longer you hide, the more you disappear, until one day you look in the mirror and think, "Who is that?" But here's the thing. That part of you that wants peace, it's still there, waiting. Healing doesn't start with forcing your thoughts to stop. If it were that easy, you'd have done it already. It starts with something gentler, understanding that your mind isn't your enemy. It's a bodyguard that doesn't know the war is over. You don't silence your thoughts. You just stop treating them like emergencies. Not every question needs an answer. Not every silence means rejection. Not every weird vibe means you did something wrong. You learn to feel first, think second. When sadness comes, you let it be sad. When joy shows up, you don't wait for the catch. Your body needs to feel safe before your mind ever will. So you start small. A hand on your chest, feet on the floor, one breath that goes all the way down. The journey isn't instant, it's slow, like spring after the longest winter. But slowly, the grip loosens. The storms get quieter. And in tiny, ordinary moments, you taste something you'd almost forgotten existed. Peace. Listen, your mind has been trying to protect you this whole time. Every sleepless night, every spiral, every moment of paralysis. It was just a younger version of you, still trying to keep you safe. But maybe it's time to tell that kid they can rest now. You don't have to think your way through every moment. You don't have to prepare for every possible disaster. You don't have to earn your right to exist. Life isn't a test. It's not a performance. It's just moments. Some beautiful, some painful, some boring. And they're meant to be lived, not solved. Connection doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being real, from letting people see the you who thinks too much, feels too much, cares too much. That's not too much. That's just human. So maybe today you put your hand on your chest. Feel it rise and fall. That's you. Still here, still growing, still becoming. You don't need certainty to move forward. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to let yourself breathe. This could be the moment you stop running from yourself. The moment you realize peace was never gone, it was just waiting for you to stop thinking long enough to feel it.